Hey, good to see some of you again, some of you for the first time. How's it going?
Good.
I'm curious for each of you, what is your favorite ending of all time, film or television? And second part, how does it compare to the ending of Stranger Things?
This is a really good question.
Oh, I
My
now get why
answer
they struggle.
is gonna be it doesn't I don't know how much it equates to Stranger Things. One of my favorite endings to a movie is Once, and it's one that I watched recently, and I love it because it's seemingly like not very movie ending-ish, I guess you could say. It's like there's no like, I mean, spoilers for the ending of Once if anybody hasn't seen it, but they don't get together and they don't really see each other. They don't even have like a really good, satisfying. Because like when the last time they talk to each other, it's like, okay, I guess I'll see you tomorrow or something like that, and then she has to go and leave back for the Czech Republic on like a whim, and they never see each other again. I'm like, it's so weirdly not cinematic, but it hits so much harder because of it. And I think
Mm.
it's brilliant, and it like encapsulates like that nice little like unexpected moment that they had so well. I think it's a perfect ending for that movie.
Does it have to be a franchise?
It can be anything.
And I like the ending of Uncut Gems where Adam Sandler gets shot in the face.
Okay, so how does that relate to
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so that has absolutely nothing to do with it.
It's a crazy
Yeah,
ending.
I
That's
mean,
yeah, which
I love
which of
the
your
ending.
characters
I
is
like Harry.
shot shockingly in the head?
Yeah, get shot in the face in the last 30 seconds.
I do like the end of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
The
Mhm,
time jump. Very
That
smart.
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
Millie's answer, actually.
Yeah, it's great.
beautiful.
Who are you?
I I agree. I feel the same way.
Oh,
He agrees.
he agrees.
Okay, okay, that sounds good to me. I just wanna ask, anytime you've ever seen any of past seasons, anything you've either rewatched by your own willingness or during a screening, anything like that, I'm always curious about how much are you seeing the characters growing versus, like, seeing yourself growing? Like, what is the difference there? Like, when you rewatch the show, you see yourself in character, what are you seeing? Are you seeing the character or are you seeing yourself?
Kind of seeing the choices I was in. Anytime I watch myself, I'm like, what was I thinking while doing this? And usually can remember quite clearly. And then I find that frustrating because I'm like, I should have been worrying
Mm.
about about having that mentality. I should have just been more
Mm.
focused on whatever
What it
one thing
yeah.
or another, whatever that may be. I'm sure I'll do it with this season. I'm sure I'll do it with pretty much most things I do because that's kind of just how this
It
job
is.
works. You just learn from what you just grow and learn and about yourself
Mhm,
and about how you would approach something differently. But I also don't think I would go back or change anything.
mm.
Yeah, sometimes where it's like you're the only one who knows obviously what you were and sometimes you forget, like what you were doing or what you were going through or whatever at that time. It is sometimes really hard watching yourself because it's like you're watching and you're like, I know your tricks. I know your angle. Like I know, what I like
Yep.
I know like I know the choices you're making. And
I know your
I
angle.
know
I
your
know
angle.
14.
You can't
It's
get
so
you
funny.
can't get away with this.
Yeah.
Um, you conniving little
Little shit.
shit. No, I don't know. It's hard to know. It's hard to know. It's hard to know when you've done something. I can't talk. It's been a long day.
Got this, man.
It was
When you've been doing the
makes
show
sense.
for 10 years, it's hard to like put it all in perspective. And I feel like each year I watch a season, I do see like myself
Hmm.
grow.
Mhm.
I think especially this
Make
year.
different decisions that I wouldn't have normally made the year
Hmm.
before or something.
But also, you were
Yeah.
given such a great opportunity to make those this year. That's what's so fun about watching you this year. Just me like trying to sing your praises.
Thanks, man.
No, go. I was
This is
listening.
it. Just
You know?
saying that.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. No, yeah. I mean, what was the question again? Sorry.
Basically, like, when you rewatch the show
Yeah.
and you see the progression, like, how much are you seeing the characters grow versus, like, seeing yourself
Oh yeah,
growing
I
out
think
on screen?
yeah, I think I see it in double time. I do like kind of going back to what Game was saying. You're I look at myself in the decisions I made in that moment because where I was in my life, and
Mm.
you either judge it or you commend yourself for it.
And you can do both.
Yeah, you could do both, and I feel like those were the most years I was critical on myself,
Yeah.
my adolescence, and
Right.
I look back on it, sometimes I'm upset where I'm like, "Dude, you were just a cute kid, like, real,
Yeah.
damn, I really wish I was in the moment in moments," but I think that's what's rich about even the show because it does show that growth. It does show, us being nerds and the misfits of the world or the group, and, people can relate to that, and I do see that, like, that uncomfortability that I had, growing up, but I feel that people see that undertone and can relate to it. So I give myself grace in that matter.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you mentioned that this is a long day, probably gonna be a long press tour. I'm sure that you have probably described your rap moment dozens and dozens of times. What was it like to rap the show? So I'm always curious, when you have that momentous, you're wrapped on the show, it's over for you. What was your next day like? What was the day after rapping like for each of you? And what did
Great
you do?
question.
Question. It was pretty kind of like sobering in a way. It was I wish I could say it. What was really weird is like little convers I remember like I went for a bit of a walk to enjoy um where we were staying, the neighborhood that we lived in for a year, because it really was just it's a great neighborhood that we grew to love quite a bit. So I went and like grabbed a cup of coffee at like the spot that I liked and just walked around and ended up getting a conversation with our neighbor.
Mhm.
And it was and it was like one of those ones of like, man, I wish I'd talked to you more throughout the year. And like just like looking around at little things that even though we prioritize not taking anything for granted, we had a whole year to enjoy it. And we did enjoy it. And I think we kind of like really grabbed that year by the horns and really made the most of it. But then even still, inevitably you're looking around and be like, I never ate there. And
Mhm.
I never
Mm,
did this and I don't think I will for a second. And packing up the house is tremendously sad. And um it was a pretty gray morning too, so it was kind of yeah, it was that was a tough one. It was tough, but it was very clear how worth it the whole experience was. You want to be sad on a day like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
I didn't know how to take it, honestly, like, afterwards. I was pretty, like didn't really know how I was feeling, and I think I wanted to just, like, put a label on it and be like but then at a certain point, I kinda threw my hands up, and I was like, I don't know how, like,
Mm.
I'm feeling right now.
mm,
It's funny because that I remember the day after, the 2 days after, I was like, "Man, that was the saddest thing ever." I don't know
Yeah.
if I
mm,
I don't know if I, like, will ever get over that or, like, I don't know if I'll ever and then, like, now I look back at that day and I'm like, "Oh, that was maybe the best day of
One of
my
the best days
life."
ever.
mhm,
Oh.
mhm.
So you don't know, when stuff is happening, and having the perspective is really great. And then we saw each other like 2 months after,
2
Yeah.
months, yeah.
and it was like so awesome. And I think that maybe too is a weird part about ending a show like this, after 10 years is I think there's a maybe at least for me, there was a bit of anxiety around like, man, are we gonna like is it gonna be the same when we see each other? Is it gonna
Mhm,
like and then it's not the same in the sense of like well, it'll never be the same in the sense of, just the being on set and stuff. But then we see each other and it's like, it's exactly the same.
but
So, you know, um, I think that the worry only comes from not wanting to lose that, you know? Um,
yeah, yeah, I mean, for
for
me,
you, yeah.
when we wrapped, I got on a flight actually to New York to celebrate the holidays with my family, and it was so weird for me, honestly.
Mm.
After this moment, like
Calm
the
down.
final chapter to this world that I was in for so long, and I was saying goodbye to it, and I remember just looking at everyone. I'm like, you don't know what I'm going through, and so I'm not gonna lie. I think I was listening to some 80s music just I wanted to be in the feeling though. It
Mm.
wasn't I want usually moments where you feel sad, you try to avoid it, but it was like a good it was a
Yeah.
good sad. It was like,
Mhm.
I wanna experience this moment. I wanna cry, and I was like I was tearing up on the plane like, "Wow, I really love this. I love that we were able to experience this and end it." I
Mm.
think that was honestly like you said, one of the most, like, best moments in my life. Like, the ending of something I think is so rich because if it kept going, you wouldn't appreciate
Yeah,
what
exactly.
was. I think appreciating what was is more rich than being in it sometimes.
There was the weirdest, like,
Absolutely.
oh, sorry, no, we've answered the question. Continue.
No, please. No, this
No,
is
I
this
was
is this
just
is
kind
what
of
we're looking
Before you
for.
say I'm interested.
This is a little consequence now that I made a deal of it. It's
No,
going to
do
be a
it.
lame answer, but I drove home and because I had my cats with me and
Yeah.
had like a bunch of furniture. I wanted to go and drive back up with me, and then I stopped to fill up the tank before hitting the road, and I left like early as shit in the morning. And then like before I left, I ran into like this guy who like I saw like twice at Sad Bar.
Yeah.
And like we just talked about like we like
Wait,
watched
that guy?
like yeah, it was like
Oh,
the guy
that
like, with
guy.
blonde
Yeah, yeah.
hair, and he was like really cool and like vibe with it. And I didn't know him that well, but I was like, that's like the weirdly like the coolest way to like send it off is to like
Seeing a
yeah,
neighborhood
yeah,
guy.
like a neighborhood guy like right before leaving, and it felt like a weird little moment of like
Mm.
bye Atlanta. And yeah, because I also haven't really been back since, and it was a
Mhm.
cool little like oh cool like tip of the hat
You went
moment
back.
of it. I went back for like a day. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's usually when I go back. Yeah.
Right.
It'll be like that. So that
Mhm.
was a cool.
Well, I'm glad we got that little add
Oh,
on
grand.
there. I do want to say as we wrap up a little bit. I this is as I said, this is backstage. A lot of our audience is very young actors, people who are getting into acting at a very young age, as you all did. So I know there's a general question, but if you were to zero in on like your overall North Star umbrella piece of advice for anyone who wants to get into acting at a young age and work through their teens, what would that piece of advice be?
Ooh. I think you have so much time to decide to pursue it as a career. Do it for fun as long as you can. Do local theater, make your own movies, make
Yes.
it a hobby, make friends, enjoy it because there's always going to be opportunities to jump in and make it your work. And I think that we've been lucky enough to love what we do, but we also know a lot of people who are our age who have a lot of similar situations who I think really resent the process of kind of taking on the brunt and responsibility of making a career out of something when they were so young. And we got very lucky and others haven't. And I think just developing a love for it so that you do have the tools to drive and really go for it for work if you want to. Because also you could end up being like ending college and like enjoying that and be like, I don't necessarily know if that's what I want to do for work. And but absolutely put everything you have into it if it's something that you want, but do it for fun.
Just
Especially as a
start.
kid.
It
Especially as a
needs
kid.
to start as a passion.
Mm.
Like it needs to start, or it needs to have a kind of. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't.
That calling.
Yeah, calling. I couldn't have said it better myself. Honestly, that was
Yeah.
like a perfect answer.
Yeah, no, really. I mean, for me, I didn't want to be an actor when I growing up. I wanted to. I say this all the time, but a bodybuilder. I wanted to play basketball. I wanted to play football, and wanted to have a garage band. Like everything under the sun. But acting was something I never thought would come about. It just ended up being there, and it was like it called me, and I would always give that advice. Don't, like Finn said, like let it be a passion. Don't do it for other people or how am I going to be seen? I want to be on this big stage and look like Tom Cruise. You know what I'm saying? So like, which is a great, great person to be, but yeah, do it for the passion, and you go so far in whatever it is.
Do it if you love
Yeah.
it. Do
Yeah,
it
if
if you
you're
love it
really-
and love what you do and do what you love. If like when you have the opportunity to do so, you're very lucky. That's a very lucky position to be in for sure. But yeah, with love first and with a passion. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't want to be redundant.
No, you're good.
Perfect ending. Thank you all so much. I know this has been a long day for you. Thanks for
It's
sticking
been
with
great.
me
thank
here.
you.
Thank you
This
so
is
much.
absolute pleasure.